Is this working? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm calling together the infrastructure committee. All three districts are present. Do we have a motion to return from recess?
So moved.
Second.
Let's move second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Item number 1, discussion possible action regarding minutes of April 15th.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, it's been moved to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 2, discussion possible action regarding the ARPA projects list to include but not limited to the project scope, funding, schedule, incidentals requested by the board. I think Stacy will be returning. I think we'll move on from this agenda item, reopen it if he has anything else to add. We usually always go to the William White report. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and skip number 3. If you guys are all right, we'll go ahead and go to item number 7. Discussion possible action regarding owner's representative report on our projects.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Okay, start off here with the elevators, and as always, we've combined the elevators all into one package right now. They had a site walk on the 1st of May, and we are currently responding to questions and answers as a result of that walkthrough. We're meeting tomorrow to finalize that and get it out to bidders, and we're still expecting the bids due on the 22nd of May.
And I'm sorry, did you skip to the lobby? Is that correct? Or are you on the
Elevators.
elevator? Okay, all right.
Yeah, sorry. Juvenile justice elevators, but we.
Okay,
they're all
sidewalk to, yeah, I think I misheard what you were just reporting on. What?
on the juvenile justice elevators, which includes the whole elevator, all the elevator packages.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else on elevators? Juvenile justice lobby, we have a final punch list walkthrough tomorrow, which we hope will be complete, and will be able to establish substantial completion as a result of that, which will open it up for the juvenile justice staff to move in there at their own leisure. We will be having a final walkthrough with the roof manufacturer on the lobby roof on Wednesday, and then that'll cut loose the warranty for that as well, and the final closeout documents. Court clerk, social distancing, 5th floor. We were on hold due to some Department of Labor items, but I think there's been a recent development as of this morning. And it's my understanding that Midwest has received approval from the Department of Labor to proceed with removing that material.
Keith, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I spoke with Chris Cates this morning. He's been concerned about the holdup and equipment that he has rented for this and the ability to return to work. When I spoke with him this morning again, he said that the Department of Labor has agreed to let him return to work as with the understanding that he leaves the ceiling grid in place. I asked him for some written statement to that effect before we move forward there, but he seemed confident that he was going to be able to continue work there.
Yeah, there's two contractors, the asbestos contractor and Midwest Wrecking. Midwest Wrecking is now agreed with DOL and they're ready to go again. There's still a disagreement with MEM and DOL that hasn't really been resolved at this point, so we're not starting work again yet.
The asbestos contractor, so that you know, has presented us with a change order that exceeds $200,000 to continue the work as prescribed by DOL. I'm not sure how you would move forward there, but that needs to be processed, and certainly our owner's representative needs to be a part of that effort.
And is, I talked to Bill White this morning, he's working on that issue.
All right, continue, yeah.
Move on to the court clerk jury pavilion. Final design is being reviewed and studied still. Need to move forward with a final decision here pretty quick.
Is that something coming from the court clerk or?
Well, a architect was selected. The architect's trying to put the scope of the project together as we speak. He's talking to everyone about what that scope should be to stay within the budget. So those discussions are happening every day.
So who are you waiting on? Is it from the architect or from the court clerk?
Yeah.
Architect.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The sheriff office at Midwest City substation HVAC work out there. It's progressing. We're still looking at final completion May 30th. We hope that by the end of this week, we've got the air handling unit pad, the revised foundation completed there. The drawings of that revision were submitted and approved. So May 30th here, we're expecting to wrap things up out there. Court clerk's first floor. Clerk's books first floor, excuse me. We're very close to having a final design layout, I should say, a final layout approved. We've been working closely with the court, with the clerk's office and getting that layout put together. I believe our intent is today or tomorrow to have the clerk sign off on that layout and get it out to everybody. We attached an original layout, which it has been updated several times since then, but for the most part, the actual layout of the areas that we will be moving books into it is still the same, and we're asking approval to be able to progress with that layout. Yes, thank you.
So do
You have an
anything-
item 6.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very specific to this item. You should make your decision into that.
Do you have any input you want to have on that design for the,
I think when we get to item 6, it would
Wait,
probably
okay,
be more appropriate to
I understand,
discuss that.
okay.
Okay. Third floor purchasing, not much progress there since our last meeting. Annex security front entrance, that we're still planning on mobilizing the contractor July 8th to start that work. A lot of that, as we know, is tied to getting the clerk's books moved by then. The also at the annex security front entrance, we're waiting for the contract to be executed. I believe it's still in the works. Once we get that contract executed, we'll be able to have a pre-construction meeting with the contractor, start planning and moving forward there. Drainage culvert inventory works progressing with that scope of work. Juvenile justice roof, we had a walkthrough. It's completed on May 15th with the manufacturer, and several items were noted that needed to be addressed and taken care of, and so our contractor is working through those items. I'm expecting by the 17th that, excuse me, by the 15th, we should have everything completed so that we can have the final walkthrough and get the certificate. That's the Juvenile Justice Center roof. Camera security, the county, that's complete. Courthouse elevators, I reported on that earlier. Annex elevators are part of that whole package. Behavioral health sciences facility, no progress since last meeting. Existing jail HVAC. So we have had a request from the bidders to extend the bid date. They're still trying to put everything together to get their bids submitted. We granted that extension. We expect to have all the bids in by the 15th. Today, we are having a second walkthrough with contractors over there. Matter of fact, it's getting ready to start here at 1 o'clock. We expect some questions and answers from the second walkthrough. We'll get those answered and back out to the bidders. So the bids will still be due on the 15th. The existing jail roof replacement, along with the existing jail metal roof repair, we have the manufacturer's walk scheduled for the 17th over there. And depending on punch list items, if there's any resolved or any indicated, we'll get those knocked off, and so we can get the certificate for the warranty there. Existing jail loading dock. We had our pre-construction meeting on the 24th. Since then, we have received their submittal on their material, their equipment, and that's been approved through the architect. It's just an 8 to 10 week lead time now, waiting on that equipment. That's all I have. Any questions?
Any questions?
Motion to receive report.
Second.
Rice moving in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Mike.
Stacy, do you want to bounce back up to your,
I think we've got.
want to go to 6?
the
Okay,
clerk
yeah.
here.
Okay, we'll go to open item number 6, discussion possible action regarding design of approval for clerk's books on the first floor of the ARPA project.
Okay. Do we have one for the clerk?
Yeah, here's next.
No, you
No,
got a
these-
temporary and a final.
Okay,
I can give you mine when we're.
okay. Stacy?
Motion to receive document.
Second.
Yes, moving second. All those in favor say aye.
So what you have in front of you there is two drawings. One's for temporary book moves, so we can get that first floor project started. And then the final drawing is the actual design of the project as it will be at the end, that's being presented here today. Be glad to answer any questions about it, as well as probably the clerk, who worked pretty hard on this. And then I gave you another document that details, it comes from the owner's rep as to who's going to do what work assignments based on this drawing. There'll be a outside contractor we'll hire for some of it. And then the kind of put a list of to be determined together that normally our in-house crews would do. And I'll let Keith speak to that. And then there's a few things on their list for the clerk to do. But everybody's probably gonna have to pitch in, or you're not gonna be able to stay in your 134 or 770 budget as it's designed right now.
Thank you. And thank you, Chantel and Mike. You guys and Bill White have been awesome, and especially Commissioner Bluebird's office. Thank you, Cody and Joe, for helping get something together. There are a couple amendments to the floor plan in front of you that Chantel and I just have, but poor Scott has been with us a lot to make some adjustments. So I want to go over those with you, and then I will be comfortable with signing off today if everybody is comfortable with the plan. So if you look, you can look at either one, but the temporary and the final. If you look at the books over on the north side, there's this whole row right here. Right, currently, the suggestion was to remove a shelf at the end. But Chantel and I went down this morning to double check the measurements, and it is 4.5 feet. So we don't technically have to remove a shelf to stay ADA compliant, which is a big win because that means that none of these shelves will have to be removed. Because the other thing I would like to do is to keep the floor that's there. Also a big win. We save time, we save money. So we are not removing any of these shelves north side that are currently in the space that can stay. The shelves that are going to be added over here will remove a couple up top here. So basically there were 7 shelves removed that got placed over here. So we'll just remove those. Does that make sense? And I can pass this around so you can see my chicken scratch. So that is honestly, I think just a big win for all of us because it'll save time. So what I'm wanting to do is on the north side west end that's under construction right now, I'd like to find flooring that coordinates with what exists. It doesn't have to match exactly, but just somehow coordinates because right now it can't stay what it is because it's just a mess, but I still think that'll take time. I'll work with Bill and his team on that. And then the other question that came up from earlier is the shelves that have to be removed for your front entrance space. Those books will be moved to the south side. So those shelves will be empty and temporarily we could store them up here if there wasn't room somewhere else downstairs to temporarily store them until this space is available. So we're moving way less books, way less shelves with this plan. And that's the only adjustment. I know we're double checking because in your green boxes where the office space is, I would be surprised if that's not already there because that's currently where staff works. So I actually don't think that we'll need anything new there, but they're double checking that. So just want to make sure you know of the very small edits to that floor plan. And then we have a couple other small items that just being specific in the notes where things will live so that we are all completely on the same page as to what's going where throughout this process. And then on the scope of work plan, I think just making sure that we are on the same page on that before fully accepting it. So I think there's maybe a little bit of work in progress on that, partly based off on some of the adjustments that we've made. But I think we're headed a really, really good direction for this scope of work outline. Questions for me?
So you're agreeing with the scope of work that we're looking right here then on this, or you're changing?
I think that we probably need to sit down and discuss it. This is the first time I saw it in writing was today. So I would just like to sit back down with Mike and Bill and just make sure we're all saying the same thing.
Stacy, does this affect your phasing, the changes that she's talking about on those shelves?
I don't believe so. I think it still works with getting the books out of the way. They need to be out of the way for the first floor project. They've got a place to go, and then her ultimate plan works for hers.
I'm just going. So is between the temporary and the final? It looks like the temporary has the phasing highlighted in it. Is that the main difference between these two floor plans that you gave out to us?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Temporary lets us get the other project started, and it's
Okay.
not the final drawing, but it helps all the staff and everybody understand there's a temporary move and then a final move.
Cody, did you have a question?
So your office, you kind of have an idea of what you want this floor plan to look like for temporary and final. Doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of changes. Stacy, do you know how long it would take Scott to update the maps?
Oh, he's pretty fast.
Yeah.
He can do it.
I think we just missed each
Yeah.
other. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, him and
'cause I-
Chantel by like minutes to make
What
the
I was
final.
going to suggest, so that we get sign off on everything, and this group, weighs in, and your office has plenty of time to look at it and sign off. I'm wondering if instead of adjourning this meeting at the end, just recessing it until tomorrow or Wednesday to give ample time to draw an updated version and bring it back, and the clerk's office can sign off on it, and we can
I think it's fine.
approve it as well. Does that work
Yeah,
with your
I think
schedule?
that's-
And that would also give you, it sounds like some of the scope of work, you just kind of saw this, so that would also give you a little bit of time to look at that and ask some questions of whoever you need to, and maybe we can get all of that hashed out as well.
Yes, no, I think that's great, and I'm excited that we're not going to have to buy shelves. We're going to use ones over at Lincoln. I mean, I think we're moving in a really good direction. So thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, at the end of the meeting, we'll look at a time to adjourn to. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back up and capture item number 2, which I don't think, Stacy, you didn't have anything to add to William White's presentation. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Item number 3, any updates on TIF 2 and TIF 2A?
We have been in contact with the city. They are in receipt of our requests. We've got 2 check requests over there. They acknowledge those, and they're working through their process right now to get them back to us.
If nobody has any questions, I'll make a motion to receive that report.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item number 4, any discussion and possible action regarding capital improvement list?
No changes.
All right, no changes. All right, item number 5, discussion and possible action regarding courthouse access controls and funding for 2 additional doors. Keith?
I'm just learning about this, even though I apparently put the agenda item together. This was a request made of David Baisden, who I talked with earlier for some explanation, regarding 2 additional access controls for the 3rd floor courtroom and the 7th floor courtroom, not the 5th floor courtroom as is quoted here. And I don't know. David said he was going to try and be here today to explain, but apparently it's a $23,000 and some ask for additional funds that aren't available, is my understanding. And this has to do with the courthouse security project in total.
Renee, do you have anything to add to this?
This is just the completion of the project that started last year, when the budget board approved the use of the payments. I think it was an MOU that Cody, you and Joe had worked on to get the card reader access into the courthouse for security reasons. Since that time, and since those monies were approved, we've added 2 new office spaces and courtroom functions over in the courthouse because we were approved for 2 new judges. This is to ensure that those 2 judges are just as safe as the other 30 judges over there.
Keith, I don't know if you can answer this or not. Thank you, Renee. I think, moving forward and getting this done is important, and, finishing out these 2. My question is, and this is maybe more appropriate for Baisden, but the pricing for these 2 new doors, is this in line with the pricing for the other doors, or is this, it seems like a lot on 2 doors, and it may have been that much on the others as well, but
I think David Basin could clarify all of that and should be here to do so. I can't speak to that at all.
Cody, it does go in line with one that we did previously for the DA, and I think maybe a couple for over at the juvenile center. Is that right? Okay. If I remember, Renee?
Well, I was just trying to think of what the total was for our original ask, because that's for 30 spaces. So if we divided that total by 30, that should tell us if it's in line, but I don't even have that number in front of me. I didn't even think about that at all, gentlemen, and I apologize for that. Um,
Yeah, I was thinking it was a 135 to 150 range. Is that not right?
no, I don't believe that's correct.
I mean, that's what didn't we use, I'm sorry?
For 30.
Well, I don't know if it was for
Yeah.
30, but I know we used the unallocated capital to pay for some of that.
I was
Um,
thinking it was nearly twice that much.
It could have been, I may be just thinking of one
Yeah.
funding source.
There's a
Yeah,
new line item on capital for this project. I don't remember what the number
Yeah.
was.
Looking at this document on Digi, it has third floor, 76, 54, 55. Fifth floor, which it sounds like it should be seventh floor,
Yes.
76, 54, 55, which those are the numbers that I kind of recall doors costing around $7,500. But then it has state contract of $8,256. I don't know what that is for.
No idea. That's a
Maybe-
David Baisden question.
Then we're going to adjourn until tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah,
Maybe Basin could
Yeah,
be here for that to answer.
yeah.
Sorry for not having that information.
No, that's fine. I didn't expect you to. I didn't expect Keith to either, but was just hopeful that maybe.
Okay, do you want to make a motion to receive the contract there?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any further questions for anyone on this item? Okay, I'll move to receive the report from Keith and Renee.
So moved.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I believe we've gone through all the items other than item number 8, which is discussion, possible action, present an update on the Citizens Oversight Advisory Board. Do you have any update, Stacy?
Well, as you recall, they recommended the final schematic designs move forward on both the behavioral and the detention center. And to start design development. The Board of County Commissioners received all those requests and approved both. So the schematic design is now finished and we're into design development
Okay,
for
thank
the
you.
project.
I'll move to receive that report. There's no
Second.
questions. All right, it's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, do we have any citizens participation? Any new business? Any board comments? District 3,
No comment.
District 1.
Everybody stay safe this afternoon and this evening. Looks like it could get a little bumpy weather-wise, so pay attention. I'm sure everybody's aware county offices are closing at 2, so that people can get out expeditiously and get home safely. So just pay attention to the weather.
All right, no comments here. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hang on, we were going to recess
I'm sorry.
so that we can
Right,
come back
thank
and
you.
have those conversations.
Would it be easiest to recess maybe till after BOCC potentially on Wednesday? That's fine. I can do tomorrow as well. I just was thinking.
Yeah, does tomorrow work for you, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow morning, just
Didn't it-
the afternoon, we got BET, so.
PG meet tomorrow.
No, that's
No.
next week.
Does 10 o'clock tomorrow work then for everyone?
I have a this one at 9:30. I don't know how long it'll take. So maybe would 11 work?
11 works for me. Does that work for you, Cody?
Yep.
11 work for you?
HOK's in town. I've got meetings all day, so I'll just have to leave for the few minutes to get this done.
Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to recess until 11 o'clock tomorrow.
So moved.
Second.
So move and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are recessed.
Sharon, can you please send a calendar invite out on that? Thank you.
You just put it on right now. I think the counter's open.
Yeah, but the problem is if it gets moved or something happens, then it's have the ability to make those changes. Yeah. No, that it goes to all of us.
All right, Public Building Advisory Committee will return from recess. All three districts are present. Do I have a motion to return?
Second.
All right, it's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, item number 1, discussion possible action regarding minutes of April 15th.
So moved. Or move.
Motion to approve?
Yeah.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yeah. All right, item number 2, discussion possible action regarding ARPA projects. And Stacy, do you want to defer to William White? All right. We will go on to item number 3, discussion possible action regarding update from the owner's representative for PBA ARPA projects. Welcome back.
Okay, emergency ops. We have the 50% construction drawing CDs been sent out and are currently in review. Everything's on schedule there. Lingo's put together a revised estimate, complete and within the project goals. With where we're at through the 50%. We're reviewing OG&E requirements to make sure that we all understand those. I believe that's it for the emergency ops. The ICB elevator, the Metro 1 elevator, the Metro 2 elevator. As I reported earlier, we are in the process of finalizing the questions that were presented by the bidders from their walkthrough. We have a meeting tomorrow with the county just to make sure that we have all of those addressed and properly answered, and then the bid date being the 22nd. camera security system. The contracts are selected and it's progressing there. We have additional electrical requirements we've identified. Excuse me. And a change order amount of approximately $20,923.74. That's pretty approximate. Then the ICB remodel, we construction manager at risk has been designated, and we have a pre-construction meeting set with them for May 14th to move forward with the ICB remodel. Both Small on the interior and Miller on the exterior are progressing with their designs. That's all I have.
I'll add one thing on the emergency ops. There's a problem with the interim HVAC system. Keith
Yeah.
is working on that. Different scenarios what we might do about that.
Yeah, I'm updated on that. Do you all have any questions on that at all? Okay, and then just for clarification on ICB remodel, we came to a resolution on all the 4 pipe to 2 pipe, something that was like tens of thousands of dollars instead of millions of dollars, that will be adequate to cool and heat that building, correct?
Yeah, I think that's the approach. Also recall that we are in negotiations with Vicinity, our chilled water and steam provider. And I asked whether or not they would be able to help us with any costs in implementing that system. And they said if it were made a part of the contract renewal, they would certainly look at that and help as much as they can.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? I'll entertain a motion to receive his report.
So moved.
All right, so moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Keith, item 4, discussion and possible action regarding adjusting rental rates for PBA properties.
This is something we do every year. And the language generally has been either adjust to market rates, whatever they are, or the adjustment change to be made with the previous year's change in the consumer price index. That change resulted in 3.4%. And before you is a list of the properties and the tenants and how their budgets would be affected by any such increase.
Any discussion or questions? Any motion anyone wants to make? Not, I'll make a motion to receive report.
Keep in mind that our tenants, such as ACOG, are looking for direction early so they can make the necessary adjustments when they ask for their funding.
Sorry, are you needing us to make a recommendation to the PBA to
Yes.
adopt these new rates?
Yes, or some variation. It doesn't have to be this. It can be some variation of this. This also, I might explain, includes the rental agreement between the district attorney and the PBA for 7401 Northeast 23rd Street. Those rates are set at, I believe, $7 a foot and would hold moving forward.
I think several years ago we made this adjustment to where we were going to try to stay on top of rental changes. So if these are the corresponding amounts like what we've done in the past, I will move that we make a recommendation to the PBA to adopt the new rental structure.
And I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Keith, on number 5, discussion and possible action regarding update to Investors Capital Building, exterior, anything there?
No, nothing there. I think that White Associates hasn't already covered.
Okay, and anything on item 6 that you want to report on?
Same.
All right. No action needed then. Okay, item number 7, discussion and possible action regarding adjustment to the hours of operations for Metro Parking Garage.
I do drive-bys every day and on the weekends of county properties, and noticed that during the Arts Festival, surrounding parking lots were full. There was parking on the street. They were getting between $15 and $25 per spot. I took photos. I'm sure, sorry I didn't bring them today, but our parking garages were completely empty. If we adjust our times of operation, and I don't know what that would be today, but if we adjust our times of operation, I think we can capture some of those events and improve the bottom line. I'm not sure how much, but it makes sense, and I think it does the public a service too. I saw people walking from blocks and blocks away just to get right across the street over here. So I think I want to make you aware of the improvements we can make. I don't know what they are yet, but I'd like to move forward if it's agreeable to explore that and see what that would mean.
Remind me, what would our hours normally be on a weekend, on a Saturday or Sunday?
You know, I'm not sure. If we opened up Metro One, we have security with Goodwill here. We have at least one facility person on site, and many times we'll have sheriff's deputies that drive through as well. So the security aspect of that doesn't bother me as much as before. But if we look specifically at what events take place in the downtown area, and we adjust our timing to accommodate those times of need, I think we can do better. And further adjustments may be necessary, but we need to start someplace.
I think it's a great idea, Keith, and I would make a motion that you move forward looking at this potential and bring back some information and some explanation.
Yeah, I'll have some things for you next meeting.
Okay, great, thank you.
Keith's the county explainer.
Yes.
Yeah, would direct you to do so.
Do you think there's a limitation on that because we only charge with cash? We don't have a credit card option to pay for parking. Is that a possible limitation for this? Because I know some parking
No,
spots.
there is an ATM within the parking garage lobby that's used, and that's not a hurdle particularly. It's an aggravation, but it's not anything that's impossible. And I think people generally who are parking down here in any kind of a parking lot are used to paying cash anyway. Like I say, I think we're missing out on something here, and certainly the public I know would benefit from a location much closer.
Okay. I'll second your motion to have Keith personally look up all the events and stuff.
Okay, all in favor, it's been moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Any citizen participation? Is there any new business? All right, board comments, District 3,
No comment.
District 1,
No, thank you.
and here I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that. It's moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Keith, thank you.